wrong.
Man
Tonight's
to
show
Man
is not going to
Radio.
be just a woman bashing show, but it's not going to just be a woman bashing show.
You ain't got to lie, Greg. You ain't got to lie.
Welcome to Man Radio with Richard Hall and Chris Smith, where the focus is raw, uncut conversation about love, life, and family, and a little bit more. Your comments are welcomed. Man Radio. Let's get this show started.
You busted. It's all on your grill.
Man to Man Radio. Man to Man Radio. How y'all doing, everybody? We are your guest hosts, the Truth Brothers. I'm Ray.
And I'm Devon.
We are the Truth Brothers. We'll be filling in for Richard and Chris again for about 3 more weeks. So y'all have to wait for the Suave Hour to come back. Y'all stuck with us for right now.
Nasty and gritty time. So we can't give you what they give you. It's no way.
I can't wait for their album to drop.
Sexy for no reason.
There it is, right. But in the meantime, you guys are stuck with the Truth Brothers. Feel free to jump on in through Facebook, YouTube. See that live button, click it, and Jonah, come on in and give us your comments. Tonight, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, definitely make sure you guys come in, hit us with your comments so we can definitely have the feedback. We love to hear it. Last week's show was amazing. Got a lot of feedback, and we enjoyed everybody who came and decided to, chat with us and, do what they do. So we appreciate that as well. And a big shout out to big shout out to Tony Breedlove again, having us come through, glad to help out. And let's do what we do.
There you go. Tonight, we're going to be talking about asking the question is, are you black enough? What is black enough? And the way that this week has went, we got a lot of ground to cover. So before we get into that, you got any shout outs you want to get out this week?
Real quick, just want to shout out everybody who's out there tuned in, who said they were going to tune in. I said a couple of friends. Eric said he was going to join in. Got to shout out my little brother who's out there doing his thing. Big shout out to my big cousin, Anthony Davis, for the first win. Congratulations, bro. 3 more, you get your ring. And that's pretty much it. And hey, Jacqueline, how are you? That was me. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah.
You,
that's
sir?
It. Yeah, no, I want to give a shout out to Sandy and all the other people who tuned in last week and gave us some love. Sheila. Also, my girl Summer Lachey, she sent me this shirt about Your Vote Matters. And you can find this shirt along with other stuff at Southern Belle Customs. And I really appreciate that. That was some love she sent out. She said she checked out the show for the first time and really dug it. Okay. So that's cool.
Good. And shout out to Sweets Williams, lady who used to braid my hair. She's actually into the chat too. So hey, shout out to her as well.
You can do my hair. Yeah, that'll work.
Sir, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
No, man. Let's just jump into something real quick, because as we're about to talk about, are you black enough, or what is blackness defined? Let's talk about what we just experienced a couple of nights ago with that debate, if that's what you want to call it.
I don't know what about that was black, but we can get into that.
You want to know? Nothing about it was black, but it was the craziest nigga moment I ever seen.
And it was, what's crazy? Watching it, I watched it back the other night, right? I watched it live.
Right.
And I just wanted to make sure I know I heard what I heard. You know how you go back to just say, that can't be right, So I went back and I watched it again. And watching it again, you really understand where we are, not only as a people, but in this country right now, like where we stand and how stupid everything is now.
Exactly.
It really
And
defines
stupid is the rule.
right, and it really defines. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment and it's a ha-ha moment at the same time. And I'm gonna tell you why I think like that. The embarrassment is for I know countries are looking at us, and I'll get to that part when I say us. I know countries is looking at America and saying, look at these fools right here. The ha-ha moment is, those aren't our fools. Those are y'all fools. Those aren't ours. Those are yours.
Right.
So,
right. And what I defined as a nigger moment, if everybody remembers the show The Boondocks, the character Grandpa gets caught up in a nigger moment with an old blind man called Stink Meter. And what a nigger moment is defined as a situation of such deplorable ignorance that nobody wins. And that's how I felt for poor old Biden. Not that I love Biden, but I felt horrible. Oh, there you go, sweets. I felt horrible for Biden because he was in a scenario where if you take the high road, you don't win, you look soft. If you stoop down to his level, you beat up an old blind man and you're the bad guy. It was absolutely horrible.
But that's the thing, man. Like, you know what's funny about it, though, is the only way you're going to persuade anybody to get on your side is you have to be just as dumb as he is. That's the crazy part about it.
And that don't help you because you still have to face that world that you're talking about. You still got to go sit across the table from some other world leader. And he's like, yeah, so he was the one saying jackass on that was you, right? Yeah. And I'm supposed to sign this treaty. Why? Iran is looking at it and laughing. China's looking at it and laughing.
Yeah, but that's because dude, they've been laughing for 4 years now. This ain't nothing new. You hired a reality star.
Russia going, that's our boy.
Right. You hired a damn reality star to run your country.
You hired a fool.
Right. So at what point did we not think the embarrassment was coming? That's what it's like to me. It's just funny to watch so many, and this gets into how black are you? It really amazes me at people like David J. Harris and Candace Owens and Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley and what's the other guy's name? I can't remember his name right now, but it amazes me, and it's not just the celebrities, the common folk, the ones who aren't, well, Brian Urlacher, though he ain't one of us, but still. But it amazes me how the ones who aren't the common man, the one who's not in that rich top elite level, that really follow this dude with passion and conviction. That's the one where it's like, I don't want to say take your blackness out of it. Take yourself out of the situation and look at it. If Trump would have been, if Obama would have been 1/4 of what Trump is, just a fourth.
Yep.
Tell me how he wouldn't have been. Now this is why we don't vote for y'all. Look at you. You're grabbing females junking chunks. You're lying and calling people retards. You're calling Mexicans and calling them rapists and thugs and you want us to vote for you. Why? You're a name caller. Right.
It's absolutely indefensible at the hypocrisy that you see out of the Republican Party. But I'm just gonna say general white folks right now. The mask is off. America's true face is showing. The Statue of Liberty skirt is off, and she got overalls and mud on her feet.
Yeah.
Absolutely embarrassing. That whole thing about America being special, the shining city on the hill, is a complete fabrication. It's a lie. They've been selling you a lie for 400 years. The whole thing about America is right, America is true, America is good. None of that is true. None of that is true. When it came down to their numerical superiority dwindling down to nothing, they showed their true face. They didn't believe in any of this at any time. And now your democracy is on life support.
Look, this is when you know things was a problem. Right here. Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
You want to take the organization and say what you want to say about it? No problem.
Yep.
But don't look at the organization. Look at the statement. Let's just look at the statement, the saying, the slogan, whatever. And Jacqueline, I do see your comment where it says, I'm going to have Tony's probably going to pull it back up where she says, black enough to not buy into the foolishness, shaking my head. That, yeah, I hear you, baby. But here's to go back to what, yeah, thank you, Tony. But to go back to what I was saying, Black Lives Matter, I look at it as it being more of the statement itself. Black lives have to matter. And
right.
If you have a people that can't get just behind the simple concept of matter,
yep,
not matters more than yours,
yep,
not as it's better than yours. Oh, Terry Crews was the other dude I was talking about, Terry Crews. But if you can't get behind the fact where you don't understand that we're saying, hey, don't be so quick to want to kill us and nothing happens to you behind it. But the reason you are so quick to want to kill us is because nothing happens to you behind it. So that's
what nothing happens to you. You think nothing happened to you, but this is the same thing that went down in Germany back in Hitler times. This is the same thing that went down when Hitler went after the gays. Everybody was cool. When Hitler went after the unions, everybody was cool. And everybody was fine until he finally came for you. And if you don't think that this fascist president and his ilk won't come for you, look at Portland. We ain't in Portland. They keep telling you that all of these protests in Portland is Black Lives Matter. It's not. Those are white folks in Portland. Those was white folks in Seattle. And they came for them. As you see, he's already labeling what's blue states and what's red states. Oh, well, look at the death rates in the blue states. That don't count. Look at the death rates in the red state. This is why all the work is being done. He's divided up America into blue and red, and he don't care about anybody that ain't on his side. And America is applauding it. America is confused. His approval ratings, they should be in the teens, if not the 20s. He's still around 40% to about 35%. And that's because some people just is like, we don't care. This is what we wanted the whole time.
Right. And it ain't just that. You're living into a world where you got to echo, but you're living into a world where you have people who are just this world is not based. I don't want to say this world. This country is not based on intellect.
No,
based.
We dropped that a long time ago.
It's based on what we like, what's popular, and what's cool. That's it.
Yeah, how we feel.
Yeah.
You literally can tell somebody a fact like global warming, like these wildfires out west. This is all a repercussion of global warming, and they will tell you, well, I feel like, that stuff doesn't really matter. And they'll look at you like that's a cogent argument, case closed. How I feel. Not facts, how I feel.
Now, while we into that, let me swing around and jump to something else really quick.
Okay.
Right now we have a problem with the topic that we were talking about as far as like, are you black enough?
Mm-hmm.
Here's where the issue comes in. What constitutes as making you black?
Yes.
What is considered being black enough? Because I think we as a people have a problem with separating what's black from what's niggas. And we don't understand the difference.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's look at it this way. Black people in America, or the people of color in America, to me is broken up into three different groups. You've got black folks, which is a particular type of consciousness and intellect. You have African Americans, which is a particular type of conscious and intellect, more in the middle, more of, hey, I'm just trying to get by, or I'm just trying to make my money and be cool. And then you got straight up niggas who anything goes, everything is fine. Don't ever criticize me. If you criticize me, you a hater.
This is true.
I will not look in the mirror and address myself or my behavior. Everything is cool. Everything is on the table. It don't matter what I do. Everything is fine, because as long as I'm making money or as long as I'm getting likes, everything is fine.
As long as I'm better than you, I'm fine. Because niggas love to show how they're better than other people. I got this that makes me better.
So I didn't pay my light bill, but I went and got some Jordans. That's fair. I'm good. I stood in line to get Jordans, but I won't stand in line to vote, because voting doesn't matter.
Now, here's where I have a problem with that situation, as far as like black people and niggas. We are so quick, and hey, Jory, I see that you tuned in too. That's my boy Martez's wife. How y'all doing down there? Congratulations too. Here's my problem. I have a problem with the fact that people tend to look at it's the wrong people determining what makes you acceptable to be black.
Agreed.
I think the fact that you have someone like, granted, what we got to realize is the people that everybody ain't going to agree on everything at the same time about the same subject. But here's the thing, like I was telling somebody the other day, I have no personal like for Candace Owens. No personal like for her. Candace Owens does say a lot of stuff that, well, that's the whole thing about a broken clock being right twice a day. If you speak long enough, you're going to say something that a person can say, okay, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
And she has said many things that I have said, no. Okay, that's cool. I can rock with that. But no on the rest down the line.
Right.
So, but I classify Candace Owens. I can't look at Candace Owens as being black. She may be an African. Well, not maybe. I believe she's an African American. Just further down the line, closer to.
Sure.
We just act right. We won't piss these white people off.
She's getting paid. She's a paid advocate for bullshit. That's what she is.
It's a horrible way.
Don't think that she is not being financially backed by right-wing think tanks that's helping her push this agenda. That's why when she pushes her stuff, she's able to no, yes. If you look at Fox News long enough, when you see Fox News or Sean Hannity criticize black folks, they're going to hit on some stuff that is true. They want to talk about black people shooting one another. We talk about black people shooting one another. They can talk about it's a crime shame that you out there shooting your own. Now, their agenda behind it is to delegitimize our life. We're saying do better, respect each other better, so our lives can matter and be of value. It's a known fact. The cops wouldn't be so quick to shoot you if you wasn't so quick to shoot yourself.
This is true.
The people out there who are standing up and standing down at this point would walk a little bit softer if we was more unified in how we treat each other.
This is true.
Now, would there be killings? Yes, there's white on white killings. There will always be killings. There will always be murder. But it doesn't have to be over popping bottles in the club. It doesn't have to be over the things that we fight about.
Yes, I got you. Over Jordan.
Right. It could be, oh man, I want your woman, so I'm gonna plot to murder you. This happens every day. Or it could be he owes, I'm running a criminal organization and he owes me money. That happens every day. Loan sharks take care of that stuff every day. Those things will always happen. It's the context in which we disrespect each other's lives, how we're quick to pull a gun on one another, that reflects poorly on our blackness. Because in my humble opinion, our blackness is a direct correlation to your consciousness.
Yes.
I say that I'm a black man because I understand that I'm not an African American. I understand that I'm an African in America, but I'm also know that I'm disconnected from Africa, and I'm also trying to connect with all of my dark people all over the world. The Aborigines were not from Africa, but those are my brothers.
Right.
I can relate to my brothers down in Jamaica. I can relate to my brothers in Cuba. I can relate to my brothers in Brazil. All of this in Haiti. All of this is in direct correlation with my consciousness. I am not just relegated to one part of the world. I am the world. I am the universe. The universe began with me. The universe will end with me. I understand that. That's all through the study of my blackness. Well, being an African American, again, Kamala Harris, who a lot of people criticize as not being black enough, she is definitely an African American, and that don't make her a bad person.
I'm gonna tell you why it don't make her a bad person too. You can be an what's her name? Michelle Obama is an African American.
Yes.
She's not a bad person by the least.
Love her to death.
You can be an African American and not be a bad person.
Yes.
I consider myself, well, let me say something real quick. Jory had said something that said, well, my husband thinks I'm white in a black woman's body. He thinks I'm more book smart than street smart.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was about to say. And this is part of what I was going to get into with my statement. That's why I brought this up.
Right.
The problem is we correlate the wrong things when it comes to certain things.
Yes.
You can like when we have a problem with a person saying, yo, man, why you acting white?
Yep.
And anytime you can say, yo, if a person speaks with a certain diction, if they carry themselves a certain way, if the tone of their voice is a certain way,
right,
you consider it being white. But it's not just considered speaking proper. We've been brainwashed to believe anything proper is white, and everything else that's negative is considered black. And that's the problem I have, because you can't say that a person is not black because they don't say, what up, G? How you feeling?
Right.
Like if they ain't coming into you, like if they're not approaching you with a certain walk, or if they're standing erect, or if they clothes not hanging off their ass, they're not considered black.
Right.
So that's the problem I have, and I think that we really have to look at it and saying that, like, you got families that will push the proper child away from the other ones because they saying he think he's better than everybody,
or he's bougie. Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
it's not.
And Jory Lynn just chimed in again, and I want to say something real quick to her. Your intelligence, it does not make you a white woman in a black woman's body. Your intelligence is what makes you effing beautiful. Your husband better wake up, because that is not what makes you a white person. Your intellect, again, people with intelligence does not make you white. That you're equating just because you're smart. That's something that's only akin to whiteness. And you see this president that you have, there's nothing intelligent about him. And he's not black. Don't push that on me. I ain't got nothing to do with him. But Minister Farrakhan is one of the most intelligent people out there. You're gonna tell me he's not black enough? Martin Luther King was one of the most articulated people you ever want to meet. You telling me he's not black enough? Martin Luther King ain't black enough? Malcolm X.
But see, you're good. See, the thing is, Minister Farrakhan carries a certain fear about him that people say, hey man, hey, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, because he's a man.
Had a thing about him that said, hey man, you don't want to do that. People didn't really fear Martin. That's the problem. They didn't. I'm not saying it now.
But no one ever accused him of not being black.
People, you do well. Let me say this. Maybe not at that time, but as time went on, yeah. Okay. As time went on, it was like, yeah, man, he was all right. You know, he was a little soft. Like he got called soft all the time.
Did that?
He got.
How about this? I don't understand why certain women, not all women, certain women are attracted to a man who will not speak in complete sentences. I don't understand that. The worse you speak or the more country you speak, and I mean, I'm talking about people who do it on purpose. Right. I'm talking about people who are educated and do it on purpose for likes or to be relevant, who will purposely speak in broken English and use terrible diction just to, and people are equating that as being black. When again, one of the blackest men, one of the blackest dudes I know is Michael Eric Dyson or Neil deGrasse Tyson. This is an astrophysicist, but he runs with the RZA. Mm-hmm. He has a show with the RZA. Wu-Tang. Don't get no blacker than that. But people don't understand the RZA has a degree in astrophysiology. You want to know what's black enough? Now let me explain something to people and how their mental is messed up. You got rappers, Young Jeezy, Snoop, Ice Cube, all of them rapped about. You got Ice Cube came from a group called NWA, Niggas with Attitude. Right. Jeezy was called the Snowman because he slang cocaine. Jory, I'm gonna get to your comment in 1 second. I really got to finish this train of thought. Jeezy was called the Snowman because he was slanging coke, doing his thing, serving on the block. Snoop, don't even need to go there. They will tell you, hey man, do this, do that, but they're sending their kids to the best colleges, to the best schools, to get an education, so they won't be viewed as being a nigga. Yes. Because but they'll let you tell you that being dumb is cool. Yes. So at what point is that being told, oh, we all love Jeezy, but at what point does this not go back and register in your brain to say, yo, man, if y'all doing that, you rapping about this, but you sending your kid to Ivy League schools. So wait a minute. Are y'all gonna say the person who was telling you about rapping about certain things, you're gonna tell me that person who you thought wasn't black was black enough ain't black because he sends his kid to Ivy League school now? Right. Exactly. The people don't stop and pull apart and think about things the way that they should. Ice Cube pitches $1 million movies every day. You don't think he knows how to do that? You don't think it's an art to do that? You think he comes in and speaks like he's straight off the street to a boardroom full of white investors and they invest in his movie? Dave Chappelle has been pitching television shows since he was 19 years old. Mm-hmm. You don't think he learned the art of how to make a pitch? Yeah. You don't think when he pitched Chappelle's show, you think that he just came in, hey, what's up, nigga? This Dave Chappelle and this is what we gonna do. No. He pitched a concept and he had to know how to pitch a concept in order to have it translate across a different culture for them to sign on and want to be behind it. So let me ask you this, and I propose this question to everybody that's out there listening too. What is it about the negative that appears to make you black enough for acceptance? Hey, y'all get at us on that one. Y'all chime in on that one. What is it about the negative conception of things that draws you into saying, you know what? Now that's what I'm. See how he slapped his girl in the street? That's what I'm talking about. That's my dude right there. Right. And why is that considered black? And why does everybody have a problem with Kamala Harris How come her blackness got rejected all of a sudden because she's a politician and she's running for vice president? I don't understand that.
Well,
I was never a full backer of Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, or any of them. They wasn't my cup of tea, but I never denied their blackness. I never denied that they don't care. They may not want to take it to the extremes that I want to take it to. That's a difference in agenda, but I would never question their blackness. I don't even question Shaquille O'Neal's blackness. He's black. He's just confused as hell. Same thing with Kanye. I don't think Kanye don't think he's black. I think Kanye think he's operating on a higher level than everybody else and might be sorely mistaken. But it takes all kind in blackness. It takes all kinds.
Tony, when you get a chance, man, pull up Jacqueline's comment. It's very good. I like that. But Tony also said Jim Crow has taught us to believe the negative in ourselves and in our brothers and sisters.
This is true. But we also fought against it.
Jacqueline says, is any other race having this conversation? Really? This alone can cause division among ourselves.
I disagree with that, only because this conversation happens in Asian households a lot. Any group that has come from their home country to America has this conversation about assimilation, so to speak. Asians have it big time. Latinos have it big time. Just not in the particular context that we're having it in, because our experience is a little different.
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
I was saying, I believe this conversation, if we have it, we can have an understanding, so it will not be as if, man, I didn't understand where you was coming from. A lot of times people have rifts because they don't even know that they are agreeing on the same thing. It's just because it's coming from the opposite sides of the table. It's niggas and black folks that can agree on same thing, but because we're saying it two different ways, it appears like we're against each other. So that's why I'm saying that niggas don't like for you to mess with their people. We don't like for you to mess with our people. So, but I can say, hey man, fuck them dudes across the street. You can say, man, I don't really care too much about them people from across the street. Man, what? And the niggas will say, or the black folk, you can switch them how you want to, will say, man, what you mean you don't care? It's like we're saying the same thing, but now me and you have beef because we didn't both say it the exact same way.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Matter of fact, as an example, John Leguizamo, back when he was a hot comedian, back in the late 80s to early 90s, when he was a hot stand-up comedian, he had an HBO special, and he called it Spick-O-Rama. And he caught flack from his Latino brothers and sisters, from Mexicans to Puerto Ricans, all combined, saying, you should not use this word in this context. It's the same conversation we have when we had them conversations about using nigga in hip hop or stand up comedy or whatever. It's the same thing. Every culture goes through this, especially in America, because of the way that it's supposed to be a melting pot.
I look at it like this. And Tony made a good point too. She said, "Remember, we turned others in when we were found out to be able to read," and that's true because this is my problem. When you have black people, and this is the part I don't get. This is why I say the conversation needs to happen. When you have black people that stand with people that is saying no, all lives matter. When I don't think that, do you really have to get into the semantics of saying that all lives matter? This does not mean that white lives don't matter, Mexicans lives don't matter, Jews lives don't. It doesn't mean that. Just like when I say I'm pro-black, does not mean I'm anti-white. Pro-black means I'm against anything that harms black people, even if it's other black people. So it does not mean that I'm against anything else. The Black Lives Matter saying in itself does not mean, I knew she was coming in at some point. So I knew, when I say Black Lives Matter, it is not to go against anybody. It's not to say no, only our lives. When you have black people stand and say no, all lives matter, it's almost to me coming as you're dismissing the actual point of what we're trying to make by saying that, yo, white people are getting killed. Their killers are being convicted and charged with crimes. When they say, and I'm gonna let you chime in real quick, Tony. I just want to say something real quick while it's on my brain. But when black people get, and they say black on black crime is high. Yeah, whatever you want to say with that. But when black people get killed, when Pookie kills Gerald, Pookie's caught, Pookie's convicted, Pookie goes to jail. The only issue is when the white cop kills the black man, he does not get convicted. He gets administrative paid leave. He gets his vacation. That's what Black Lives Matter mean. Convict the cops of murder the same way you would convict me if I ran in Breonna Taylor's house and killed her. That's what we're saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. I have to agree because I've been itching just to come in because I think they're losing the translation of what Black Lives Matter means. And it simply means that Black lives deserve the justice that white lives deserve.
That's all.
Okay?
That any life deserves. Yep.
Yeah.
That any life deserves.
Thank you. It's not saying, like you said, Devon, it's not saying that, just because you are fighting for a cause that says that I matter just like you, it doesn't mean that I am all black. I hate white folks. I don't like Hispanics. It's not saying that. It's just saying that I want you to treat me with the same justices that is written that was supposed to be for all men, but we know different because over time, they've said, okay, yeah, you matter, but that's only when our vote matters. It only matters if we are economically taking care of our part in the system. That's when our lives matter. However, we find that a white cop or any cop, and they say blue lives matter, then it takes precedence over black folks. You can't do that.
Here's the difference.
That's all it is. It's that it's just basically saying that we're not standing for the injustices that we have been forced to deal with. We've been forced to it. That's what it is.
Here's the difference. We're all in agreement here because we're all functioning under a particular mindset, under a particular consciousness. That's why it's a no-brainer for us. The difference is America operates under a total different mindset. What you just said about being pro-black does not equate to anti-white. You got to understand, under America's mindset, pro-white means anti-black, anti-Hispanic, anti-everything. They have been under this mindset and conditioned to believe that they are superior in every form and fashion and that the entire universe revolves around them, period. They don't know that it's white privilege because they think this is just how the world works. So when they hear Black Lives Matter, they hearing it. What you saying? We don't matter? Because that's how they think. When they say white lives matter, that's why they purposely created a blue life. There's no such thing as a blue life. And they created it just out of an antithesis against what you're saying. That's what all lives matter. Of course, we didn't say that. Again, if we said, hey, save the whales, we're not saying fuck the dolphins. We're saying save the whales. But they can't hear that because they're not functioning under this mindset. They are functioning under a mindset of white supremacy, and white supremacy dominates all. Everybody check out The ISIS Papers by Dr. Frances West Wilson. She breaks all of this down. White supremacy is into every facet of your life, from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed, from the day that you're born to the day that you die. White supremacy is always on this side of your shoulder, every time. And it's always going to be there. And even when they don't mean it, even when they innocent, even when they don't mean to be offensive, let me touch your hair. They don't understand that that's offensive, because they have been taught that everything is about them. And how can you have different hair? Everything's supposed to be patterned upon my life. And they've been fed this projection. The black man and the black woman is the original man and woman on the earth. Everybody comes from us, period. Don't make you superior, don't make you better. It's just a fact. But they've been taught the exact opposite. That's why this entire society functions in an opposite way. It used to be back in the day, you wore white to funerals and black to weddings. They flipped all of that around. It used to be everything that you do is an exact opposite to the way your African life used to work.
The whole word black and white in Western dictionary. Black was seen as being evil, dark, and everything in there, and white was seen as pure good. And so everything has always been like that, man. The problem I have with it is we should be able, if anybody don't have an understanding, I believe we have more of an open mind to want to hear people than anybody else that want to hear us. I believe that white people, and this, I don't mean all, please, like when I say this, I don't want anybody to take it as if I'm saying all. I believe the ones who think like certain white people do not want to hear us because they just like, I see everything negative about you. The only ones I see good are the ones who don't scare me. If you don't scare me, you're all right. But your intelligence, when you speak with those big words, that kind of scares me. When you can show up in a suit and not have anything, but you standing erect and you just have your presence alone scares me. So if I scare you, you're not going to want to sit down with me and say anything to me, because you're going to think that the minute I say something wrong to you, you might flip out and just attack me. But see, that's a problem I've seen. So and this is the old cliche, but I have white friends, and my white friends.
Do you? Really?
Right, like me, the pro-black. No, I have white friends, and I can sit there and tell. There's a guy that I work with named Ryan. Looking at this dude, you would swear that he is a banjo. Just we don't like don't trust them new niggas over there. If you looked at him, you would think that was him. But if you talk to him and get to know the person, he's nothing like that. Like you don't see the color in him no more. It's not that he's not like he's a person who's pretending. You know how they say you pretend to be black so you get along with black people? He's a person that's just true to himself. And that alone makes him like, I see what you're saying, bro. But he's a dude, he's a dude, I stand for the flag. Cool, no problem, bro. I'm not gonna piss on you because you stand for the flag. The best thing I heard was a comedian named Roy Wood Jr. He said, America's like a restaurant. He said, and equality is like the restaurant getting sold to equality. Some of y'all had good equality. It treated you good. You was able to get there. And some of us need to speak to a manager. And that's the true thing. Because just because your food was good, you can't tell me that my equality, hey man, my equality's burnt. I need you to take this back and take a look at it. You have no right to come to me and say, you need to eat that equality because that equality came from Applebee's. Like, no.
But you know what the problem is? The people who have had the good equality, that's been having the steak tartare and been eating it every day, watching you eat gruel, somehow feels less than when you finally get a steak tartare. Why is he getting a steak tartare? Why is he getting that? Somehow my steak don't seem to taste so good anymore because you can have it.
Now let me ask you that. Is that our inner need to feel like we're better than somebody else?
Whoa. I don't know about R because this is Bill. They came up with the term reverse racism just because you started getting some justice, just because we started to acknowledge the wrongs that were done in this country. They called it reverse racism. They had such a pouty face about it. They were saying that, oh my God, the white people can't even talk anymore. Well, if you feel that way, maybe you should have been looking at what you were saying when you can talk, because when you could talk, it wasn't good. When you talked, we died. They invented the word picnic, not us. That's them talking. Yeah. They went and burned people at the stakes and take pictures around it. And now they're terrified that we're going to do the same thing, though nothing is shown that that's in our heart. We're not built that way. That's not who we are.
Thing, man. Like when we sit here and I remember the meme saying, yo, white America needs to be happy that all we want is equality and not revenge.
Not revenge.
And that is the truest statement. Like if a person told me, if I beat you down for hundreds of years, and then all you saying is, look, man, all I want is for you not to beat me no more and just treat us equally. That's it. Then we'll call it a wash. Everything is good. And you saying, you can't say, bro, hey, that sounds like a deal to me. Hey, cool. Let's go. I'll run with it.
He says, oh my God, is that all you want? And he kicks you in the nuts and saying, that can't be all you want. And he keeps saying, because I know that once I stop hitting you, you are going to wail on me. That's how it is.
That would be surprising.
Say it again, Tony.
That would be surprising.
No.
Would it be
nothing about America surprises me anymore. Nothing. I gotta admit, I never thought that I was a naive person, but I actually thought that America had evolved. I actually thought that America had grew to some extent. No. Ever since 2000, the mass has slowly been coming on.
Yeah, but see, we haven't not faced the climate that we are in right now. That's why. Because
that's because they've been masked.
A place of complacency.
Yeah.
That's where we were. We were in a place of complacency.
Yeah.
And I want to go back, and I kind of want to try and bridge that with, I can't remember who said it. I'll have to go up and look about having the conversations.
That was
Jacqueline. It was Jacqueline. It is important for us to have these conversations. Highly important. If we don't, then we're going to be, you think we're blindsided now. Just wait. Just wait. So you have to have these conversations as long as you have children, as long as you have grandchildren, and you have a mama, a daddy, and you have family members, you have to keep them aware, and hopefully they will then take what you have given them as a gift of life in order to get along in what we are in right now. You have to have these conversations.
You want to know the importance of having these conversations, just as I ain't gonna call it a harmless example because it definitely harms somebody, but at one point, Bill Cosby was considered the epitome of blackness. No one ever questioned Bill Cosby's blackness, ever. And because he made some enemies, because he ticked some people off, they took one of his speeches where he was speaking to us, he's speaking to family, and they extracted some words. Bill Cosby tells black people to pull their pants up. And only the niggas heard Bill Cosby tells black people to pull their pants up. We've been having this discussion about men pulling their pants up for years. Bill Cosby said it. It's a problem. All of a sudden, he's ostracized from the black community. He's considered uppity. Thus, he's vulnerable. Now he's sitting in prison.
Dude, here's the thing. you look at people like, and it's crazy because I was putting some up. LeBron James, he got to be a sellout. That's the word that I don't like. That's the word. Why do you equate black success to being a sellout? Why are those two going hand in hand? I can't. Right. I have to stay, and I don't want to. I have to stay in the slums of the community, and this is air quotes.
Yeah, there you go. Because I don't mean to cut you off. I want to just chime in on what you're saying, because black success can be taken a lot of different ways. What you're asking is, how come LeBron James is considered a sellout, but Snoop isn't? They're both mega successful.
Mm-hmm. Nah, take it even lower than that. Why is LeBron James considered a sellout, but your average corner weed man is considered the model of the community? That's more because Snoop has done things that people would, I don't know. But I say the person if I tell you, yo man, I want to move away from here so my kids can have a safe place to play. Why is me saying that considers me to be a sellout?
Right. But if I stay and want to clean up the community, why am I considered a problem?
No, but okay. So if you want a better life for your children, get them out of into a better community, to go to better schools, have a better chance at life. The only reason why you're considered a sellout is because those that are still in the community you're trying to move from, they don't see any aspiration to leave. They want to stay down in the dump, and they don't want to see you successful either. It still goes back to the same thing that I've been saying all along. Jim Crow has conditioned us to have that thought. Mm-hmm. People just don't know.
White supremacy tells you it's only so much room for success.
We have the thing is, I believe we have a problem of not wanting to fear. Like you want to escape that certain community, but still let the community know, hey man, I'm still with y'all, man. I ain't going nowhere. The evidence of that going bad is Nipsey Hussle.
I was about to say that. Yes, sir.
Nipsey Hussle did everything right and still tried to appeal to that part. Like, yo, man, I'm still Nip. I'm still rolling sixes and everything. And I thought the way Nipsey did it would at least appease the people of his community, because everybody had, if you hated Nip, you still had respect for him. If you loved the
majority, he appeased the majority. But then there's always going to be that one crab. Always. You're going to always have that one crab in that bucket who does not want to see another black man or a black woman successful.
Yes, and you see that, and the difference is, as you saying that, look at Nipsey Hussle, look at Ice-T. Ice-T said, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna amass this wealth, and you know what? I'm gonna move because somebody is not gonna take kindly to this rise. I still try to rep for y'all. I still try to represent for y'all, but you know what? Out here in these up in these hills, I can see y'all coming. I think I'm gonna go up there."
Exactly. Sad. It's really sad.
I think the fact that we have to have this thing where it's like, it's okay to not want to appease a certain type of people. It's okay to not say, yo, man, that's not for me. I got a family, a dude that's family to me, that he told us when he became mega successful, he told his family, you can't stay here no more. We can't stay in Inglewood no more. He got his family, he got his everybody, and said, yo, out we go. We're moving here now. Now he moved them and put them in a very nice area. But he knew that the people around here know who I am. They know who you are.
They know your patterns. They know everything.
Somebody might come for you. He told his sister, let me tell you something. I know you want to live there, but you can't live there because people know me. And for that reason alone, somebody may try to to come up off for themselves by using you to get to me.
Mhm.
And he didn't do anything. He did nothing illegal to put himself in millionaire status. He just had a talent. That's it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
A problem where it's really a problem to, I think that we, like you said, Tony, the conditioning that we just don't, we cannot escape the fact of I don't want to make the people who I roll with think like I'm better than them if I move out of here. I don't want nobody to think that I'm uppity. You know, like you can be rich, but you got to clown. You got to do something to make us think that you still with us. Be rich, but smoke weed. Something. Give us something that lets us know you
Because
still
you
relate.
know what, a lot of people, but a lot of Black folks, I hear them say all the time, you know, that Negro don't know where he forget where he came from. She forgot where she came from.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot, and that bothers me. That bothers me because I can bet your bottom dollar, whoever that person is who has become successful, they know exactly where they came from. That's why they're trying to get to another level. That's why.
Yeah,
So how
what's wrong
dare you?
with getting to another level?
Yeah, but see, again, folks don't want to see you succeed.
That's actually
Like,
what
it's
Jacqueline
something
just
about
said.
Black folks, they cannot be genuinely happy for you if you're doing more than they are. I can tell you a lot of stories where I've seen people come up and they rise up and they become successful. Okay, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, did you see that bitch? Oh, this, and this. Well, she wasn't a bitch just yesterday when she was, you know, sitting there drinking wine with you all night. You clubbing and you're acting a fool in the streets and you're doing your thing. But as soon as she decides that she wants to do something with her life and she makes a success of it, then now she's a bitch. Oh, that hoe don't know where she came from. I remember when she did it. Let the sister live. Let the brother live.
It harkens back to that old saying that everybody that come with you can't go with you.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Let me make
You
it.
have to.
I'm cutting
as
folks
you
off.
go in life, you're going to cut ballast. You're going to cut dead weight. Everyone has to go through that.
Yeah.
Everyone, you can't let them stop your evolution. Your evolution is a must.
The thing is, here's my take on this, man. I believe that I see other people's success and it becomes more of a motivation. I'm not hating, bro. I look at you and I say, I gotta get to that type of level. You know what I'm saying? I see Tony and what you was doing with your how you turn, man, from you to go from where we were on Blog Talk to what you built into what you have now. That's motivation. It's not, damn, I hope Tony fucking fail. This is not getting me. When it's like, why don't people take it and say that's something to strive for? It's the problem is people believe that at the top it's only one spot there, and nobody else can be there.
Don't nobody want to work for nothing. That's the whole thing. Because you can say all day long that you've seen me come from Blog Talk to doing this and doing that. I get it, and I appreciate that. However, don't nobody know what I've struggled to do to get to this point. Okay? Nobody understands the struggles, the money that has been spent, the sleepless nights, no relationship. Don't nobody know those struggles.
Sacrifices.
Exactly.
The time you missed with,
or someone else, understand how they got there. That's what you have to do.
That's crazy because people don't see the struggle. All they see is the success. They never see what's underneath that water. Everything it took, the scratches, the burns, the scraping, the everything it takes. That's why when people, I always say, when I see people say they got a good job, and it's people that say, hey man, congratulations, it's because they know how many times you don't got rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection before you got that one person that says, we're going to bring you on. I say congratulations because I remember a time in my life where it was rejection for job after job after job after job. And then when you get it, it's like, so I know it's other people that'll look at that and say, man, whatever, bro. You all you did.
Right.
No, you don't know
Right.
what that person went through. You don't
Right.
know the bills that didn't get paid, the times he was threatened to get lights cut off, the months he skipped on rent, the car notes that wasn't paid. You don't see all that.
Exactly.
All he is, and then when he gets to a point and he got the job and he's thriving at it, so now he wants to buy himself something to congratulate himself on the hard work he did. I want to go get that Corvette now.
Right.
Oh, look, he's trying to show how he's better than us now.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I deserve this. I put the work
Exactly. You worked for it.
right. So it's real crazy, and I think we just for future, like I say, anybody who is quick to just look at another black person and think they're uppity, get to know them and find out their background and see at the end of the day, do you still think they uppity?
That's
Just
right.
get to know them.
And use it as fuel to make you better. I mean, everybody is put here to evolve. We never start off as we came in this world. Keep pushing it. Don't be afraid of failure. Keep pushing it. If you fall down, get yourself back up, dust yourself off, and keep rolling. I know we kind of went on a little slide tonight. Every black person ain't a hater. We just have a select few. But everybody is out there trying to fight and hustle to make themselves better. I applaud my neighbors who want to do better. I applaud you guys. You guys give me fuel to make me better. You're the people I want to come up with. Y'all make me strive to be better, and I hope I make someone else strive to be better.
Right.
I don't look. Anybody who passed me up, it just makes me work harder. That's all.
Exactly. You know, because I think that too, people don't understand that if they find that someone they know and they've been around, they grew up with them, they were in the community with them, you know, they came up. This person has now become successful. It's okay for you to ask, how'd you do that?
Yes.
It's okay because 9 times out of 10, you're going to find that person will tell you exactly how they got there. And they're starting to give you ideas of how you can become successful.
But the problem, Tony, with what you're saying, the problem is a person will see you get there and they don't want to get notes. They just want you to put them right there with you. They don't want you to tell them how to get there. They want you to say, man, no, I don't want to do that. Put me where you are, man. Hook me up, man. Just put me there.
Right.
What the hell is that about?
But if you listen to people, you're going to realize nobody ever does it on their own. Everybody gets a hand up. Everybody gets, well, hey, I found out about this program and they helped me get along. Hey, they helped me do this. They helped me do that. Or I know a dude who is helping people. Or, hey, I can help you the way someone helped me. I know when I started early in my career at AT&T, when I started early in my career, I had this car and I had my babies. I'm a single dad with my kids. I just started off at AT&T. I've been there about 3 months and all of a sudden my car died and I had no way of getting it fixed. And it was going to be a while before I could get a car. I literally had to wait for my tax return to be able to get a car. And I started missing days. And they were about to bounce me out of there. This brother, don't know the brother from Adam. He was a mechanic. He pulled me in the bay. He said, hey, man, what's the problem? And I told him the problem. Did not know this brother. This brother gave me $2,100 to get a car. Saved my career. Helped make me the person that I am today. That man didn't know me from Adam, and he gave me a hand up, and I try to pay that forward ever since.
Yeah,
ever since.
And I'm a living. I can say without any lies, without any falsities here, that bro is not lying because he's passed that to me. Like I can say when I first got there. He said, all right, man, straighten up, because if you don't, they're gonna bounce you. He pulled me aside, and he was one of the few people that I actually listened to there, but he was one of the dudes that said, "Hey man, look, you got it in front of you. It's up to you to lose it. So you gotta and I try to it's you hand it down to people, and it's like I try to pass it on to other people. Like, hey man, if I'm able to put you in any type of position to further yourself, like I can't put the work in for you. I can't do it, because if I'm at a position and I put the work in for you to get to this position, you don't learn nothing. You just getting it. It's handed to you. You gotta, if you want the success, you gotta put your feet to the ground and move.
You gotta work for it.
That's the problem. I got my brother, my little brother, successful, doing it. Stupid proud of my little brother, right? Bro, my little brother pulled me and said, had a great job, making good money and doing all this. He pulled me aside and said, hey man, go back, do this so I could put you in this position here. But he could have just said, nah, skip all that. I'm going to just put you here. But my bro said, no, if you go back and do this, it's almost like, not that he don't trust me, not that it's nothing like that. He just said, I need you to learn this stuff so that I know you got to work for it. I can't just put you in a position to get these 6-figure jobs. But if you put this here, your path is set for you. That's it.
And see, and I think that a lot of times, we need to be able to acknowledge that. We as Black people, we forget that people do give us that hand out to bring us up. We forget, but we need to acknowledge it. We need to be able to, pay it forward. Stop getting to where you are and just saying, well, shit, I know that I'm good now. And then your brother, and they struggling, give them some advice. Tell them what it is that they need to do.
Be a team. And the thing is, one other thing real quick to that, when you do something for somebody, do it because you generally want to see them do better. Don't do it and say, yeah, I'm holding this here just so when you get to this point, I can say, yeah, don't forget who put you there, bro. Like, nah, do it because you're doing it because you really want to see that person become better and grow.
Right. And don't be jealous if they pass you. You're saying that because if you come in there and you pass them, that's when he's going to say, hey, man, remember who put you here. I do, but I'm being me now. Don't get mad because my wings are coming out.
Right. No, but the universe listens. So when you do well for someone else and they are then trying to strive to make their own success, the universe listens. So if you down that person and it's like a payback, you're looking for them to pay you back for something, nothing is going to go right for you. Nothing.
Yeah.
Be genuine.
Yeah.
In everything you do. You have to. Yeah. And that's,
be honest.
Exactly.
Be honest and upright. Don't like a lot of men that I see who are holding supervisory positions or doing something. They will help a sister. They'll do something. But boy, if they're not looking for that shirt to come off later, don't do it for that reason. Don't be that person. Don't be that guy.
That's hard, man.
Don't do that.
Serious?
Man. That's hard. No, well, I don't know. That's tough.
Well, great show, you guys. I'm sorry I had to get in there. I did, because I tell you guys were talking some truths, and I had to, because I kept typing, behind the scenes. Everybody, and I'm like, I need to come in. But thanks for letting me be a part.
No problem. We're going to see if you're going to get in next week, because next week we're going to ask the question, is masculinity dead? And old ladies, we want to hear from you on that one.
That's going to be tough. So everybody that's in this,
get in on that one.
everybody in that's got in Sweet Williams and Cassandra and my mom and Jacqueline and Tia. Yeah, we want all y'all. All
y'all. Yep.
It's gonna be real next week. It's just
Keep
two of us.
there.
We stand pretty tough. We stand pretty strong, so we'll be all right.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We do this. This
Come
is
on,
what
ladies.
we do.
Come on, ladies. Clap back.
So again, thank Man to Man, thank Richard and Chris for letting us sit in for them for another week. It was a blessing. We thank y'all, and we will see you guys next week. So we're gonna let you know that if you're not listening to the Truth Brothers,
then the truth ain't in you.
Live long and prosper, people.
2 fingers.
All right, so we're going to get out of here. Thanks to you, everybody. Make sure that you head on over to the website at hottopicstalkradio.com. Check out some of the past shows. We've got some resources there for you. We also have an online store. Make sure that you follow Truth Brothers on Man to Man on Facebook under Man to Man TV. All right. So have a good weekend, everybody. We appreciate all of your support. Good night.
Good night, y'all.